The sights on it are just factory, which is pretty lame. The magazine release button here is a lot chunkier than on my last Glock, and I really like that.
The slide release is ambidextrous on both sides. The safety is ambidextrous on both sides.
The Nintendo Zapper Ruger LCP. My Wolverine LCP2.
This is a variant of the gun that John Wick used in John Wick 1. He used a P30L, so it's a little bit longer.
But you can see the 38 Special along the top, and it looks like it did almost as much damage as the 38 Special, even though the bullet's only about half the size.
Shoot her! Yes! For science.
Ho-ho!
Hey guys, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today we're going to start the restoration process for my new Indiana Jones Smith & Wesson Model 10. Today we're going to be trying to re-blue the gun and do some touch-up work on the bluing. I've never done anything like this before. All I've done is watch a couple of other YouTube videos on how to do it, and based on my research, this is what I'm going to try. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to clean it up with some rubbing alcohol. Then we're going to heat the gun up, apply the blue, and then polish it out. So this should be an interesting process. So I've got my heat gun here handy. Got a little toothbrush that I've already used to clean up the gun a little bit. For those that watched the last video, it already looks a lot cleaner than it did. There was also a little DOC silver marking right here that I was able to get off very carefully with a pocket knife. So that's also a nice plus. We're going to be using Van's Instant Gun Bluing for this little experiment. If this doesn't work, I'm probably going to just have it professionally blued, which I was thinking about doing anyway, but this thing was like 12 bucks. So we're going to try this first. Going to need a little bit of gun oil, so I got this handy. And we're going to need a 4/0 steel wool scrubber to get it nice and polished when we're done. So, without further ado, let's get started. The main area I'm looking at here is the barrel. For you sticklers out there, gun's empty. But as you can see, it's got a lot of holster wear right in this area on both sides of the gun. A little bit here around the cylinder on both sides. It's got a couple of scuffs right here, a couple more in this area, and on the top here you can see it's also getting worn down. So those are going to be the main areas I'm concentrating on here, and we'll just see if this works. So first thing first, I'm going to use a alcohol wipe here to get the gun nice and clean. So just going to rub it down in the areas where I'm planning on applying the bluing. So I really have no idea what's going to happen here, so this should be a very interesting experiment. I've never done anything like this before. So get the cylinder out here, get it nice and cleaned up. And for those of you new to this channel, I do everything in real time, just so that you guys know exactly how much time it's going to take to finish the project. And you can see I'm already getting some pretty good grime there, so that's a good sign. I got this from gunbroker.com, and it was actually in better shape than I was expecting, but it seems like they didn't even clean the gun before they shipped it over here, so that seems kind of lame. I mean, they could have at least like oiled it up and cleaned out the barrel. The barrel had like tons of gunk in it, so I'm certainly glad that I didn't try and shoot it before I cleaned it up. But this alcoholic wipe here is doing a really nice job of making this gun look new, just from wiping it down here, getting all the nooks and crannies. Get it nice and cleaned up. Take one more shot at the barrel here, since that's my primary concern, is the barrel. But boy, this thing's cleaning up pretty nice. Okay, so we've got it nice and clean here. I'm going to wipe it down with a little cloth here, just to make sure that there's no excess of anything. I'm probably being a little bit more careful here than I actually need to be, but as I mentioned, I'm not quite sure what's going to happen here, and I want to minimize the damage to the gun, if at all possible. So, it's looking pretty shiny there. Very nice. So, we're about ready to apply the blue. So the next thing I'm going to do is heat up the gun, because supposedly the blue works much, much better when the gun's been heated. So I'm going to apply the heat here real quick. Not really sure how hot this thing is supposed to get, so I'm just going to hose it down here for a little bit, and we'll see what happens with the blue one, and then we'll do the other side. Oh, geez, that's not even warm yet. Okay, now it's starting to get warm. You can get one of these heat guns on Amazon for like 15 bucks, by the way. They're really cheap. If you don't have one, you can probably get away with just using a hairdryer. A little bit more. Okay. It got pretty warm at this point. So, I'm going to take our instant bluing here. And our little toothbrush. And we're just going to start applying it. Wow, look at that. I don't know if they're catching this on camera or not, but you can already see a significant difference in the holster wear on the end of the barrel. Get a little bit here on the cylinder as well. A little bit around the tip. Let's get the cylinder to rotate so I can get all of it. pull the double action trigger here a few times and get the whole cylinder. Come back and get the top again. Okay, so just for the heck of it, we're going to just let this sit here for a minute. And we're going to wipe it down with this towel. Now, supposedly, when we wipe it down here, we should be able to see the areas that we got, because there should be some kind of haze on there. Let's just take a peek here. Make our rounds around the cylinder. Okay, so it's wiped down at this point. Now we're going to take our wire sponge and buff it out. Wow, that's really making a big difference. Alright, let's go around the horn with the cylinder. I am noticing that this sponge seems to be getting a bunch of itty bitty little wire slivers all over the gun. So I'm going to want to make sure that I get those cleaned up as I go along here, so I'm not getting slivers in my hands or anything like that when we're through. Wow, that's pretty amazing. I don't know if that shows up on camera, but if you can see the barrel there, right in here, as opposed to the other side, where you can still see that there's visible holster wear there. This is the side I haven't done, and this is the side that I've done. Pretty big difference. Hope that's showing up on camera. But for a $12 fix, that turned out pretty good. Thinking I might do one more round on that, but I'm going to get the other side first. Yeah, that looks almost like a new gun. Pretty impressive. Okay, so I got the other side here. The gun's cooled down a little bit, so I'm going to go ahead and heat it up again. nice and warm again. So let's get the bluing back on there. I gotta say, I'm pretty impressed with this stuff. It doesn't really make the gun look new again, but it makes it look a lot better than it did. And who knows what's going to happen with the second coat that we put on here. It might actually even look better. But I'm not really concerned about making the gun look brand freaking new. I mean, this is my Indiana Jones gun. It needs to have some wear on it. But, you know, if this gun's going to have wear on it, I want to be the one who wears it out. Not some other guy who just walks around with it in his holster all day where the gun never sees any action. That's not me. So, anyway, we already got the cylinder pretty good when we did the other side, so I'm not going to worry about that too much. I'm a little bit worried of what happens if I accidentally get some of this on the hammer, since the hammer isn't blued. And I don't really want it to be blued, so I want to be a little bit careful in these areas in here. Surprisingly, the trigger guard has very little wear on it at all. But like most Model 10s, you know, it's a duty gun that probably never sees any kind of action at all. Which is too bad. I mean, if you guys know anything about what I've done on this channel so far, I'm a pretty big advocate of being adequate with your firearms and practicing with them as often as you can. I like to get out to the gun range twice a month. That hasn't happened, but by setting that goal, I have been able to make it out there about once a month, or once every 6 weeks tops, which is still better than most people in the security and law enforcement field. But you can never practice with these enough because, you know, could save your life someday. I'm usually not much of a political guy, but I am a firm believer that every responsible American should be carrying a firearm, because you never know when duty's going to call, and we need to be ready for it. But that's just my opinion. Take it as you will. So we're back to the wire scrubber here again. I'm going to just start buffing it out like I did on the other side. Very, very impressed by the results on this barrel. I mean, that barrel had quite a bit of wear on it, and now you can barely tell that anything's happened. Giving it a pretty good scrub here. Alright, go ahead and get those wire shards out of there. This thing is looking really nice. This was a good investment. This thing may not have to go to the gunsmith at all. The only thing that I really want to do to it is put that little metal lanyard ring right here, because Indy's gun has one of those and this one does not. For those of you that want to know the ins and outs of the Indiana Jones guns, I've got that covered in a previous video. This one is all about the gun bluing. Okay, we still got a little bit of a haze right here on this side of the gun, and a little bit here on the other side as well. So, we're going to go through that whole process one more time, and then kind of see where we're at. But, pretty happy with it so far. I mean, that looks like almost a brand new gun. So we're going to heat it up again. Same deal. Alright, here we go again. I think what I'm going to do this time, I'm going to get a little bit more generous with the amount of gun glue I'm putting on there. I'm going to apply it with one of my little wipes here instead of a toothbrush. See what happens. Give it a real nice wipe down. One of the things I forgot to do on the last coat that we put on here was you're supposed to buff it out with a little bit of gun oil after you go over it with the wire scrubber, which I did not do. I'm not sure if that's going to affect anything, but kind of want to put one more layer on before I go that route anyway. So trying to get in all the nooks and crannies here. Put a little bit more along the top. Okay, so that's looking pretty good on that side. So let's go ahead and not wipe it off this time. Now we'll use the wire brush again and see what we get here. That might actually help get it buffed in there a little bit better. Looks like I probably should have opened the cylinder the first time I did this too. Quite a bit of buffing to go through here. Again, we're getting these little metal shards all over the gun, so I want to be careful with that. Okay, now maybe it was because we used a cloth that time instead of the toothbrush, but the results on this side are looking really, really nice at this point. So, pretty happy with the direction this is going. Looks like I'm probably going to need to clean the gun again when this is over, because we're getting some stuff in the cylinders here. So, but anyway, I'll worry about that when we're done. Let's go ahead and get the other side going here. Bit of a mess with the gun blue. Clean that up when the video's over. Okay, same thing as before. Just gonna get it smeared on there, nice and even. Trying to make sure I get it everywhere here. Okay, need another one. Get it in every little nook and cranny. Okay, now we're going to do the same thing as before, where I'm not going to wipe it off with the towel, and I'm just going to go with the direct wire brush here. Get it all buffed out and looking good. There are quite a few gun bluing videos out there on YouTube, and everybody does this a little bit differently. So my suggestion would be, before you
undertake this little project to watch several of them if you can. I'm not saying that my way is the best. I'm just doing this based on the YouTube videos that I have already watched, and I would suggest that you do the same thing. But I gotta say, I'm pretty darned impressed with this product. Okay, so let's get it cleaned up with the towel here. Get all those metal shards off of it. They don't seem to be going into my fingers. I haven't gotten any slivers out of it or anything, but they do seem to be getting all over the gun, which is just kind of weird. So, when this video is over, I'm probably going to clean the gun again, just to be on the safe side. Yes, I am pointing the gun at the camera. Yes, I am. But there's nobody operating the camera, so who cares? Okay, so this is what we got right now. And that's a pretty nice finish on that bad boy. Now we need to apply a little bit of gun oil and work it into the gun here. So a little bit of this stuff should go a long way. So we're just going to put a little bit down here by the barrel. And maybe a little bit down here. A little bit around the cylinder. And we'll just see what happens here. Wow, look at that shine. Holy cow. That gun oil made a huge difference. This thing is like super shiny. Wow, that's just unbelievable. Look at that. Look at that. Looks like a brand new gun. Alright, let's get the other side done. Do the same thing here. Some gun oil. Just kind of around the gun where we've been bluing it. And a little bit more around the cylinder. Just to make sure. I'm going to go ahead and use another one because this one got pretty dirty. Alright, here we go. Around the cylinder again, just to make sure that we got it all. Alright, cylinder's looking pretty good. That gun is looking absolutely amazing.
I honestly cannot believe that it's the same gun that we started this video with. Unbelievable. Super duper shiny. And as you can see, my main point of interest here was the holster wear around the barrel here, and it is all gone. It's like nothing happened. Boy, that looks sharp. Alright, well, there you have it, folks. I think this video pretty much speaks for itself as far as the quality of this product goes. I got this off of Amazon. I think it was about 12 bucks. Van's Instant Gun Bluing. And I gotta say, I am very happy with the results. I can't believe that this is the same gun that I purchased earlier today. It looks brand freaking new. So yeah, if you're looking for touch-up work for a gun that's got some holster wear on it, yeah, Van's is great. So anyway, one step closer. The next video with this gun will probably be my Jerry Mitchell trigger job. So looking forward to that. Thanks for watching, folks, and I'll see you next time.